Hey, how's it going, guys? Had a couple people asking for this review, so today we're going to be looking at the North Face Recon. I hunted around and actually found out my sister had one. She bought this about 5 years ago, but the design hasn't changed much, so I'm going to go over that really quickly. The only differences you'll see between this model and the current version is the clasp will clasp from below this pocket, so this part will be down here, so that way you can access this front zipper pocket without having to undo the clasp. And also on the newer model, you'll have like a small little stretchy pocket on the shoulder strap, so then you can stick something like a cell phone or a GPS there. But other than that, the design has been pretty constant, and with good reason. This is probably one of the most popular backpacks you'll see out there. You'll see it on college campuses and just normal people going to work and school. And I'll just go over some of the features right now. It's composed of 420D nylon, and the capacity is about 2015 cubic inches, which is about 33 liters. So it's a good size pack for most of your everyday needs. I think of this as less of a travel pack and more of as a great city bag, especially if you commute around the city by bicycle. Just starting off with this outer pocket, you have a stretch mesh pocket with a securing clasp here, and if you'll notice, let me see if I can grab it. Take this bicycle helmet, and it fits nicely in here like so. So I mean, if you commute by bike, this is great. You can just stuff your helmet in here. Say you have a water bottle, there's a half-liter Nalgene, you can just stick it in the side mesh pockets, of which there are two, one on either side. Stick your riding gloves or whatever on the other pocket, and you're good to go. The only hit I will give about the mesh pockets though is, if you look here, it's secured by a drawstring bungee cord, so you can adjust it right here. I much would have rather had, instead of the bungee cord, if it was just a straight elastic that I didn't have to worry about securing myself, so that it would just stretch. As it is, this is functional and I can live with it, but would have rather had just a flexible, stretchy opening, so then I wouldn't have to deal with this little clasp thing right here. But still works fine. Pull this out. You have a water-resistant front pocket right here. You can see the lining, she's worn through it pretty badly. Open this here. As you can see, for small items, it's a flat pocket. It doesn't extend or expand or anything like that, so this is more for like flat items. And if you look here, there are compression straps at the bottom of the bag, and as you can see, the extra strap is clipped on to the strap itself. So if you tighten it, you'll notice here you're not going to have a dangly strap, and I think that's a great design. So you can pull that in. North Face markets the Recon as having a back saver technology. Don't fall for marketing hype. I mean, basically all it means is, if you look here, if I expand it, the bottom of the bag, instead of being completely horizontal, is slanted like this, and what it does is whatever gear you put in, it's going to shift more towards closer to the back panel of the pack, and it's going to shift the weight more towards your waist than to your shoulders, which is a good idea. But that's all the back saver is just that the bottom of the bag is slightly canted more downwards. So would have liked to see that in more bags though. I mean, it's such a simple little design change that you can add to a bag, and it'll just like save your bag from a lot of trouble. You have side compression straps on either side of the pack right here. You have an Airmesh backing. Comfortable shoulder straps, not too thick, not too bulky, good job. You got a top haul loop, and as you can see, here's the hydration hole, which means that this bag is hydration compatible. And you have a waist belt. Now, my sister didn't like the waist belt. She wishes it wasn't around, and the reason for that is this is a city bag. You're not going to have this completely filled to capacity all the time. Most likely you'll have, like, say, your laptop, a couple of books, maybe your lunch and stuff. And so this bag isn't going to be completely full, and it's not going to be filled up to the max capacity weight. And because of that, you're probably not going to need the waist belt all the time, because the purpose of the waist belt is to shift the weight towards your hips and away from your shoulders. But when this thing isn't full, it's light enough where you can just handle it with just the shoulder belt. And here's something cool that I found though. I was going to give this a hit for the waist belt because I would like a removable waist belt for a small pack or a day pack, but check this out. If I move this out of the way a little bit, you see this opening? I can actually stick my arm in here all the way up to my elbow. I'm actually touching this area of the bag right here, and all this right here is hollow. So I'm guessing what North Face did is they constructed the pack and then they just sewed on the back panel onto it and left these two holes open. And if you don't need the waist belt, sorry, you can actually just slip it in to this area right here. So it's even better than a removable waist belt. You'll always have the waist belt on you, but when you don't need it, you can just stow it away in here. How cool is that? I've never seen that before, and I think that's just a nice little design hit right there. So that's great. So if you want the waist belt, you can use it. If you don't want it, it stows away cleanly and nicely in here, and it'll be ready for whenever you need it. So very nice. Actually, that's something I would like to see in all bags from now on. So great job by North Face, very innovative, and it doesn't really take any, you know, weird neat pockets or technology like that. All it did was just sew like this extra little compartment here for you to put the waist belt in. So good job. On into the interior of the bag. Let me just open this guy up. You'll see that there is the hydration pouch, and then you can secure it in with this clasp. And this is actually rated as being able to hold, I think, up to a 15-inch laptop, so that's great. And it's padded, so you have the cushioning from the back panel here, but this actual flap right here is soft, almost feels like velvet, well, like a rougher velvet, and it's padded on this area right here. Wish you could feel that right there. So it's nice. And then nothing else to show for the main compartment. Close this guy up. And then I can go to the middle pocket right here. And this is more like the organizer pocket. Has a good amount of extra space, as you can see right there. And North Face did a good job by putting the organizer on the pack side and not the flap side of the bag. Some bag companies, they put it on the flap side, which is dumb because when you open this up and open it like this, whatever is on the flap compartments is going to spill out. It's better to have it on the bag side of it. Got a little attachment clip right here, held on by a attached lanyard. And you have different organizer pockets here, 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 here. There is a Velcro pocket right there. Much would have rather had a snap. As you can see, it doesn't really hold on that well just because my sister's been opening it and closing it so much. And also, one thing I would have liked to see is I would have liked to have had zippers closing each of these different compartments, because if you're doing something like, say, riding a bike or you're hiking wearing this pack, whatever items are in here, it's unlikely, but it is possible that they can shift out and come out of these pockets, and then you're just, when you open this up, all your stuff's going to be in, like, mixed up and messed up out. So would have liked to had zipper closures for all of these separate compartments, just to keep things a little bit more organized and a little more secure. But really, those are the only two hits I can really give it. Is like, I wish there were zippers on these pockets, and I wish that they had just an elastic on the side mesh pockets. And if you sew, really, you can take care of those problems yourself. So all in all, this is a great pack, especially if you're going to go to school or you're going to go commute around the city, and if you have a bike. Can't recommend this pack enough. I mean, the fact that they keep selling the same design year after year is a testament to how solid it is. I went to an REI outlet the other day, and I saw a wall of North Face Recons. I think it was like 8 rows, and they were like 8 packs high, and it was like 3 or 4 deep. And that's not to say that nobody wanted to buy that pack. It's the fact that they felt secure enough in making that many bags because they knew they were going to sell them all. So, oh, last thing I wanted to mention, I actually found this out by accident. If you look here on the shoulder straps, there is a sternum strap which adjusts up and down and secures. But check this out. If you look here, there's a safety whistle on this clasp. That's pretty cool. And the fact that they just kind of throw it in there, they don't even mention it a lot of the times in some of their product literature, but it's there. Check this out. So it's pretty loud as a safety whistle. So I'm surprised that it doesn't really take any extra room, and it doesn't add any extra weight really. I'm surprised that most backpacking companies don't make the sternum strap on their packs have a whistle. So all these little touches really add up to make this a great pack. I think it retails for about $90, but if you shop around, you can probably find this pack for about $60 or $70. So yeah, it's my little look at the North Face Recon. Great bag, especially if you're in the city. Check it out. You might like it. Thanks.